Herschel Woody Williams was an inspiration not only to service members, but to all Americans. As a World War II Marine that served in the Battle of Iwo Jima, Williams didn't let his dedication stop there.
Through his Woody Williams Foundation, he led efforts to build over 100 Gold Star memorials all across this country, including the one here in Lubbock, Texas.
Though a native West Virginian, he was a true friend of West Texas and made countless trips here. His last one, back in August, let him see the Lubbock Monument of Courage with his own eyes.
KLBK's Skylar Soto caught up with a fellow veteran who worked with Woody pretty closely over the years. Skylar.
Williams was the voice for Gold Star families. He accomplished many things during his 98 years, along with building relationships even here in the hub city.
Today, America lost a legend, a hero.
Woody Williams died Wednesday morning at the age of 98. He was a U.S. Marine Corps officer and the last surviving World War II Medal of Honor recipient.
I know that in his eyes, he didn't see himself as a hero, but in the eyes of us younger Marines who looked up to inspiration, we looked up to him.
Woody creating many connections.
He was my big brother. He was our older brother, but Woody Williams is a treasure. We're gonna mourn him. And we are hurting that he's gone, but we are so grateful to have known him, and we are so grateful that God blessed us with a man like him.
Especially those in the South Plains.
You know, when he visited Lubbock, he went to visit the Marines, the Marine Reserve Center, and the active duty force at the Marines. And when he walked the motor pool, when he walked their lot, it looked like he was a commander. And that's what we warrant officers do. We go out and inspect and ensure that the unit is mission capable.
Not only leaving his memory behind.
And that's why he dedicated these monuments, this monument to my right here, the Gold Star families. He knew the sacrifice when he fought in all these wars, in each of these battles, and when he was instrumental in winning the war or the battle on Iwo Jima. The sacrifice was so fresh, and now he understood his calling. He was so inspirational. So our relationship was it was about inspiration, and then it was about purpose, and then working together to honor our Gold Star families, because he changed our heart.
Guerrero also saying, even though we mourn his loss today, we also celebrate his life. The VFW Post 2466, American Legion Post 575, the Purple Heart Chapter, and Friends of the Monument of Courage will honor and pay homage to him after he is laid to rest. Terry.
Skylar, thank you so much.